Well, the Trump administration is trying to limit what former special counsel Robert Mueller will testify about on Capitol Hill tomorrow. Now, the Justice Department sent Mueller a letter last night giving him strict instructions to stick to the boundaries of his report, and it says he cannot, quote, discuss the conduct of uncharged third parties beyond what's already in the report. The letter calls the testimony, quote, unnecessary. Now, Democratic sources say they don't expect any new revelations to come out of tomorrow's hearing, but Democrats are banking on there being a lot of viewers who just haven't read the report and, frankly, don't know a lot about it. Going off script with us tonight, constitutional law and legal expert Seth Baronsweg. Always great to have you in with us, Seth. I want to start right there with this letter that the Department of Justice apparently sent to Bob Mueller. I was just reading a report a few moments ago. Bill Barr said that Mueller asked for that letter, which struck me as kind of odd, especially considering that, can Barr really be trusted? Do we believe that, considering he took the summary of the report and kind of made his own deal out of it?
Well, yes and no. I think that there was a request, a communication to the Justice Department by Mueller saying that if there's anything that the department wants him to keep in mind before he testifies, that they should let him know. But the bounds of that letter go a little bit beyond what was anticipated. He's going to stick within the four corners of the report anyway.
That's what he said he wanted to do when he gave his one and only press conference in May.
That's exactly right. So really, at the end of the day, you have someone who is a decidedly reluctant witness. Yeah. But it's still going to be a big day. The hearing tomorrow is going to be a big deal, not only for the White House, but really for the whole country. It's going to touch upon subject matter that's going to directly relate to the integrity of the election and our democracy and the Constitution. And if the Congress asks the right questions, if the committee members brings in the right lens and the right focus, and they ask what happened and why it matters, then it's going to be a really important hearing with a lot of key developments.
So why do they need to have his testimony if he says he's only going to stick to what's in the report? I mean, just the American people can't be trusted to read the report and gather it?
Well, less than 10% of Americans have read the report.
Even the FBI director admitted today he hadn't read the whole report.
That's exactly right. And a lot of people typically would rather not read the book but wait for the movie, right? So now we have this essentially happening tomorrow. And I think that a lot of the conversation that's surrounding what's going to be happening tomorrow really kind of goes down some unnecessary trails, because all that the members of the committee need to do is to be able to focus on the report itself. I don't think it's a problem to stay within the report, because the report has many key findings. This is
for instance,
this is one volume. This is just one of two volumes in about a 445-page report.
You're the elite. You're among the 10% who's actually read the report.
So let me just give you one example, because really the devil's in the details. If we go into the binder that relates to obstruction of justice, which I think is going to be the ones that the Democrats are going to probably focus a bit more on page 120, there's just, on one half of the page, they go into intent, and the Mueller report briefly reads as follows: substantial evidence indicates that in repeatedly urging McGahn to dispute that he was ordered to have the special counsel terminated, the president acted for the purpose of influencing McGahn's account in order to deflect or prevent further scrutiny of the president's conduct toward the investigation. And then they go through the president's intent directly underneath in the next paragraph. The bottom line here is that you have obstructive conduct. You have on one half of one page, at page 120, something that alone should take at least 5 or 10 minutes, because you need corrupt intent. And this is something where the Mueller report talks about the president's intent in real time.
But yet not willing to say whether or not he would have been indicted had he not been the president. I want to ask this, Seth.
Sure.
Looking into your crystal ball and getting what we expect to get tomorrow out of the testimony, if there aren't any fireworks or things outside of the four corners, do you believe that Democrats are going to use this testimony, and it's the best chance that they have, as a launching pad for impeachment? And if so, is the hearing going to be a failure to launch, or will the countdown be underway?
Well, I think you've just nailed the key question that the country will be staring at directly tomorrow. It's really going to be the pivotal point in the entire investigation. And it's going to depend on whether the members of the committee know how to ask a direct, concise question. If they ask a question that relates directly to what's in the report, what happened and why it matters, then it is going to be relevant to the impeachment inquiry. And keep in mind that what happens tomorrow is going to play forward not only with respect to potential proceedings with regard to impeachment for high crimes and misdemeanors under the Constitution, but it also plays forward to the upcoming election season. So there's a lot riding on the hearing tomorrow.
And given the news cycle and how how quickly things pop up. It might be come Friday, the last we ever hear about it. Things move that quickly.
It could
you never
very
know.
well be.
All right, Seth Behrensweg, always a pleasure to have you in with us. Thank you so much.
You bet.